Hello fellow cultivators, welcome to the second part of the tradition set tier list. So in this video we'll be talking about the 12 tradition set for the spiritual roots. And we're starting with fire. And you already knew both of them come to here because there's really no need for you to pursue them, and they are not even doing their job properly. But that does not mean fire is weak. In fact, the fire is so strong that you just don't need those tradition set at all. So, Singing Phoenix. This set will increase the power of Sinful Flame. It consumes 5% more maximum vitality and gain increased damage and range. No longer time limit to the extension. Sounds okay, except in general, I would say Fire Rider is just better. Or Fire Ring if you want to use more AoE. Sinful Flame is okay. I guess it's okay, to be honest. Now the fourth set after Sinful Flame finishes, vitality consumed is extended restored over time. Yeah, it just makes Sinful Flame okay to use. It's one of the fire RMBs. As you know, fire build is always about generating fairy flames, and as long as you guarantee yourself generating fairy flames and refreshing it all the time, it doesn't really matter which RMB you use. It hardly makes any difference. I guess this will make Sinful Flame better, but is it really worth it to pursue it? I don't think so. So it is something that okay. I just don't think it's worth it to pursue it at all. And it comes from Sunny, so the bird, the bird. And I come from the morning glow, from profound darkness. My seed is the sun, my companion, and the roses clouds. I guess she is a singing phoenix. And here we come the Pyromancer. The two set effect each time Fire Flare. Fire Flare is the continuous fire LNB, so left mouse button skill. The one which is kind of similar to Spirit Torrent, so the water one, except it's not as good as water one. So every time it triggers crit, the generation interval next Fire Sorrow is reduced by 10% up to 50%. And the fourth set, for every 1 second Fire Sorrow extended, its cooldown in the battle minus 3% up to minus 60%. I have shown this in my fire build guide. It's supposed to make your Fire Sorrow better, but you have to use Fire Flare. And Fire Flare is not the greatest LMB you can use. You should just use Fireballs, the standard ones. So Fireball just is still better, even if you're using 4 set and using Fire Sorrow. It's simply because Fire Flare is so bad. So don't use it. Well, that's the thing, you can see that both of the fire set aren't great. Like, just not useful. But that's the thing, that because fire itself is so powerful, that's why the developers thought, let's just put anything into the set effect. How does it matter? So tradition set is considered as one thing, so that it can save some of the unused, weaker skills or weaker elements, /roots. And fire, because it's a more powerful one and it doesn't really make much difference in RMBs. Like Fire Sorrow and the other one, what is it called? Sinful Flame. Was it really considered the two underused ones? I don't think so then. So they just don't pay much attention to it. So no need to think about it. And this guy belongs to our Feng Daddy, Daddy Feng, Feng Yunchuo. Live, make friends, and laugh. Let heavenly flame illuminate every path in the world. That's very nice of you, Daddy Feng. Alright, the next one would be water, and this guy definitely come to one of the most top ones. This is probably one of the most strongest thing that changes in terms of making the build better. Yeah, and I'm sorry, you belong to here. Okay, around here I don't know what is the order. This guy definitely belongs to last, because it doesn't even work. Everything else, I guess, I think this is still working. So, like this. Agile Dragon, very, very powerful. So I think already showed this in the water build guide and in something else. So basically, it makes your icy aura more powerful. But even the 2-set is good, because every time your Icy Aura deals damage, you reduce your water motion skill cooldown by 2 seconds. And since your Icy Aura have multiple projectiles, it will basically reduce your motion, immediately refresh your water motion skill. And now if you have a sword, Divine Power, so every time you use motion skill, you can use your special skill again, which means you can use Icy Aura again. You become Water Sword, almost zero cooldown of water motion and special skill. Except, of course, if you using water Icy Aura, you need to charge it, right? If you are not on the energy point, you charge it 1.5 seconds. But if you're on the energy point, you charge 0.5 seconds. That is pretty fast already. And it won't be. Also, if you really want, you can use that energy gathering elixir to reduce the charging time to 0. But that will actually make your game very laggy, because Icy Aura is laggy. So yeah, that's there. Now 4-set, when you are equipped with Icy Aura, your water cologne can also cast Icy Aura. Yes, that is what makes it even more laggier, but it's also what makes it super powerful. You see that you already have nearly zero cooldown of water motion skill and water Icy Aura. So you have a lot of water clones, and all of them will casting Icy Aura at the same time. That's what makes the whole water build in the end game super powerful. And yeah, that's why you probably want 0.5 seconds cooldown to not make it too laggy. But with that, this thing is still very powerful. And I would pursue this set compared to the subskill itself. Because let's face it, what are the useful ones in water subskill? In water divine power secret manual mastery? They're not much. Like there are something increase your defense, something reduce this and that. There's something which increase your damage when you are inside the energy point, but none of them can compare to the fact that you transform your water build into water sword. This definitely focus on this. This is very useful. So I would think that this set belongs to some dragon guy, like dragon woman, like Zhu Yaoyue, but no, it belongs to Ruochuan. Ruochuan is one of the 2 daughters of the water god Xuanming, and the little girl you see in the Yongling region, and also later on in Reborn, you will try and look for her again. And her pet is Zhu Jian, by the way. So if only I could pay for a chance to intoxicate myself with all martial arts I know. I didn't know that you have so much interest in martial arts. That's a dangerous little girl. And as you can imagine, since one of the tradition sects belong to Ruochuan, the other one, of course, belong to Bingyi, the other sister. Well, I know many ways to transform scary enemy into a tasty one. Okay, so Stormy Sea. The 2-set, when you have more than 50% energy, Spiritual Torrent now consumes 0.25 maximum energy per second to gain enhanced penetrative missiles and deal 100% more damage. Is it good? Penetrative? Sounds okay, but in endgame, we get rid of the mobs really fast. And this thing is, in the early game not, but then you only get this at endgame. So penetrative, ignore it. 100% more damage, still not makes enough to make Spirit Torrent better than Spirit Waters. And also, tradition set, fact 4-set, for every 1% energy consumed, next RMB shoots out penetrating icicle to deal damage and freeze the enemy. I sometimes feel like I talked in my water build guide, the whole icy, what is it called? Icy Eye, the ultimate, it's nice to have. It has high damage, but it just frees enemy. And the way to trigger it is use a freeze to freeze the enemy. So if you can already freeze the enemy, why do you need another thing to freeze the enemy? It's much better if you Icy Aura trigger condition is something like, related to non-freeze. Then you provide a freeze option. The same thing goes to here. With a water build, you can already freeze the enemy very easily. And especially in Chiyo region, any enemy cannot be frozen. So this one is useless, and yeah, the damage of that icicle is very low. We already checked it. So not worth it. This one, not worth it. And the next one would be lightning, and I hate to put you here, because this is again one of the most powerful things in the entire game. However, lightning just need good sub skills. So I'm sorry, but in terms of pure power, I think this guy is definitely something around here, just around here. But yeah, and for this guy, I think it's also pretty great. I would say not as good as this one, but around here. Alright, Thunder Tamer. It's really, really powerful. So every time the two set is already quite good. Every time you cast a lightning motion skill, you gain a dodge attempt, and this effect now stacks. So basically, every time you use a lightning motion skill, you can dodge one enemy attack. Doesn't sound that powerful, but think about even Dragon Hide, the fifth green skill. Pull effect is only grants you absolute dodge when you use one special skill, and this is when you use one motion skill. It's already quite good in itself. But the fourth one is the more important one. 80% cooldown reduction from lightning motion skill for duration of lightning ultimate skill. This is crazy. It is crazily good. I mean, like, you can, of course, use a sword divine power so that you are using lightning motion skill and lightning special skill all the time. Now the only problem, lightning have a lot of special effects, effects on the screen. It can lag quite a lot, especially if you're using lightning cloud. And if you use a lot of lightning cloud, your lags and which really reduces your damage. So practically, you would still be better use standard Cease divine power instead of sword divine power. Even though theoretically you could use that and it will be really powerful, and it's somewhat kind of lightning sword, and yeah. Now, still, I mean, just in general, lightning motion cooldown 80% is so powerful that it's worthy for you to use Memo to make sure that your lightning ultimate is on all the time. And in general, this thing is really, really powerful. And especially, lightning motion skill deals decent damage. That's another thing. If you're using motion skill all the time, all of them are attacking the enemy at the same time, it increases damage a lot. And because every time you use a motion skill, you also get a dodge, which means you are very much safer. It's just really great. So just from power-wise, I would say it is worthy to pursue it over sub-skills. But the problem is lightning. Lightning is the build that really need sub-skills from your secret manual and mastery. You need that one thing from your mastery, which is reduce the number of attacks to trigger lightning bolt, and you also need a few sub-skills in your secret manual to make your lightning bolt more powerful. So if you want to pursue it, choose the divine power, Sutra, Guide, and Compendium. That four set. But then you feel like, okay, now am I stuck with the lightning divine power? I want to use fifth divine power or sword one. So that is the awkward part. So I guess this is something, I feel that this is something the game is telling you that lightning, even though it's super good, everything is very good, but it belongs to A tier, not S tier. It's just, it's so weird. Like, it is so powerful, but the sub skills is still more powerful, more important to pursue compared to the set. And by the way, this belongs to Liang Qu, the flaming beetle, basically the lion out of the two cats trying. All of a sudden, my enemy is slayed with strike of unbelievable speed. Oh, it is not legend, just ordinary performance after I am full. So it belongs to lion, which a bit strange, but I accept it. And again, Eternity Rover. Again, a very, very good tradition. As I mentioned, Lightning just have everything very good, decent. So even the other tradition set, Eternity Rover is also very powerful. So the two set, casting a lightning special skill summons a lightning beast. So you can be 5 lightning beasts at the same time. So this first transforms lightning into a summon build. You see that lightning itself, one of the weaknesses that there's not much way for you to for your survival. And of course, Thunder Tamer makes you dodge, which is very powerful, right? But without the 4 set, your Thunder Tamer, your lightning motion skill is not that small cooldown yet, so it's still not that safe. So that's why you won't use Bone Fracture Feast as your LMB, right, in the lightning build. However, or Blade one to gain the HP recovery. But this, with the lightning beast, to attract enemy attention with summons, you will make yourself more powerful. But more importantly, 4 set effect. Every time when lightning beast dies, it casts your lightning special skill at 30% damage. It doesn't seem to be that useful from the first look, right? Why do you need to die? But think about it. The toolset tells you can only have 5 lightning beasts at a time. So the next time you use a special skill, the 6th time, one of the lightning beasts will die. Yes, so which basically means after you summon 5 lightning beasts, you use 5 special skill 5 times. Every time you use your lightning special skill, you will get casted again at 30% damage. So that is what useful it is. And in fact, both Eternity's Rover and Thunder Tamer are so good that lightning is one of the things you can consider to get 8 minor skills with 4, the 2 transition set, both of them together, just without a wandering cloud or anything. But of course that is hard because you still need to guarantee all your sub skills to be correct, especially with move or stuff like that. But yeah, if you are min-maxing, if you have infinite amount of time or luck or using a cheat engine, I would say lightning have the highest thing that with the 2 transition set. You think about it. You with Thunder Tamer, you have the lightning motion skill all the time, and with sword, divine, you can't use sword divine power, but still, you got use lightning special skills quite often as well. And yeah, you just get lightning beast and everything, and you casting special skills even more common. It's very very powerful. And Eternity Rover does coming from 烛摇月, so this actually comes from the dragon spirits, the artifact spirit, Hell Icon, the dragon river, under the gathering storm, the shivering mountains. I guess it makes sense because lightning can be associated with dragon. 烛摇月 is one of the artifact spirits coming from the 蚩尤 Fallen Valley. So, okay, before we put this thing, I have something to talk about the wind one. Like, it's really hard to distinguish these two at all. Like, the only difference is this little thing on the left bottom corner. And I believe this one belongs to the OK tier, and this one just go to the useless tier somewhere here, I guess. I mean, it's pretty useless. But yeah. Come on, like, how can I even distinguish these two? Finest Sifter. I have no idea what a Sifter means. And this one, it buffs your Sandstorm. So first, the toolset effect adds 70 or higher vitality. Sandstorm duration is doubled. So Sandstorm is one of the wind continuous R&B skill that works with headwind. So the 2 continuous skill of wind work with spiritual wind, the buff, will have a longer duration because it will detonate the buff, and each stacks will grant them 1 second longer, so it's 18 seconds longer plus the standard 5 seconds, 2 seconds before. So it's very very long. Now, Sandstorm and the other one is work with headwinds, and they do not have that long duration. Even though Sandstorm does have the thing, when there's only one enemy, it has plus 4 or 5 seconds. But that's not the point. The point with the 2 set, you double your duration. So it is good to make Sandstorm better. But is it really solve the problem that of wind build that is Sandstorm does not provide that high damage? Not really. Now even the 4 set, Sandstorm deals higher damage to enemies further away, up to 100% or to enemy 800 away. Even this one does not work that well. So 100% more damage, double damage sounds okay, but first you have to keep that much distance from the enemy. And if you are too far away from the enemy, you cannot hit them. And in general, also another thing is you want your manual damage source from the wind build still come from your LMB, the wind slides, and you can't be too far away. You can't be too, because otherwise wind slide can't reach them. So make sure, compared to that, I would say it's not really worthy to pursue this. I would say 2 sets, if you get the thing, why not? Why not get the 2 sets? And 4 sets is hard because you still need to make sure that some of the sub skills are there. Like you definitely want the tracking from your mastery, and secret menu you probably want the 25% damage reduction thing from every time where wind is triggered. And in that sense, it's still possible. So I would say get it if you want. It's not that powerful in general, and definitely not worth it to push it over the sub skills. And this guy comes from Dijiang, the outlandish one. I came from Chaos. I know as every being knows, I'm enlightened by natural spirit. I hear without ears. So that's hard to imagine because Dijiang is that little chicken, flying bird chicken-like thingy that, yeah, here's this thing that follows you around. So hard to imagine it is a wind one. Now, Tempest. Wow, this is bad. As Direct said, the tool set, when you equip with Wind Edge, after Wild Wind it casts for 3 seconds, a rooted Wild Wind will be generated on its location for 7 seconds. So, Wind Edge is one of the worst wind LMBs, and Wild Wind is also one of the worst wind RMBs. So, yeah, not worth it to use it. And the main reason is really just because Wild Wind is hard to move, it's very awkward to use it. So even you get another route, Wild Wind be there, it does not solve the problem that it does not move. So if the enemy moves away, you can't do anything. And for that, when you equip with Wind Edge, rooted Wild Wind generate after well cast 15 Wind Edge at random position. Come on, is that really a thing? Like, Wind Edge is already worse. You should not use Wind Edge all the time. And 15 more Wind Edges. Why do I even need that? It just makes no sense to me. And guess what? It comes from Jingwei the bird. Let me fill the eastern sea with cobbles and twigs. I will never stop till I see their lands. Well, Jingwei can't even deal with Leviathan without our help. I guess that makes sense that her skill is not that powerful. Well. Now, welcome to the Earth one. And yeah, we got another one like this. In terms of powerfulness, I think maybe Agile Dragon is stronger. I don't know. Maybe this is still stronger. But yeah, Earthcracker, extremely powerful and extremely priority. There's nothing to say about it. And I'm sorry. I mean, let's be honest. The tool set of this one is still useful, but 4-set one, no. Okay, no. So, Earthcracker. This is a prime example of how they designed tradition sets to buff the bad ones before. Because this thing single-handedly makes Earth Golem from one of the most useless summons in the entire game to one of the most powerful ones. Like, completely changes it. Like, Earth without Earthcracker, the super Earth Golem is just hard to use. But the damage is very low, but then with the super Earth Golem, or advanced Earth Golem, it's just so powerful. It kills the 3 Immortals, kills all the 5, Tamer mountain enemies so easily. It's crazy. So, I can directly tell you, pursue this 4-set transition, no matter you can. Just forget about Divine Power, Secret Manual Mastery, all the sub-skills there. There's not many things that use for Earth anyways. Just get the Earthcracker 4-set. The moment you reach Transcendent, or before that, when you are at Reborn, just check around this, main menu pavilion, and once you see Earthcracker, buy it. That's how it is. So, 2-set, after there are 3 more Earth Golems, include whatever. 1 blast is triggered at a position of random Earth Golem per second. That is nice to have. Now, 4-set, after summoning 5 Earth Golems, each Earth Golem will be generated become advanced Earth Golems. And if you want to see how does advanced Earth Golem looks, check out my Earth build guide, because it's hard to say, but they are just much better. They attack much faster, and the attacks are much more powerful. And also this blast, we talk about in the 2-set, is actually coming. It's basically an Earth Blast you use. And if you are using Earth Blast with the sub-skill that generates 12 soyables, those blasts will also generate 12 soyables. Yeah, so it's quite powerful. So basically, Earthcracker, definitely get it. And guess where it's from? Heavily Mushroom, Sun Blocking one. I know the era when my race ruled the universe. Good old days without humans, immortals or demons. Yeah, the good old days of Mushroom race. To be honest, having mushrooms was never that useful in where is him? I can't even find him. Some blocking one in this, in the game, and it feels like he's one of the useless immortals. Got immediately kicked by the Chicken King, but this tradition set definitely worth it. So now Mountain Might. So this is the thing. How to say? So 2 set is still good because rock formation area and quantity are increased. Like, this is weird because rock formation is already one of the best R&B skills in Earth. Like, it has highest damage already, and now you make it even better? Does it make sense? I guess why not? So 2 set is worth it, but then that's what I'm saying. Once you're at Transcendent, you should prioritize get 4 set Earthcracker first to get super Earth Golems. And once you already have that, do you really have enough thing for the Mountain Might 2 set? It becomes a thing like, okay, if I got it, it's good. Like, I don't really have that much space for prioritize this anymore. Because, let's face it, like Sutra, Guide, they are still important. You need some kind of good sub-skills in those, especially you probably don't want to use Earth Mastery, you want to use Wood Mastery. So, even though this one is useful, but it's not worth it to pursue it. Now the 4 set is just how to say. So after rock formation finishes, it detonates the Earth Golem. It has summoned to deal huge damage in proportion to Earth Golem vitality. So first of all, like, it definitely doesn't work together with Earthcracker because for this you want the Golem to be there to become advanced Earth Golems. For this one, you detonate the Earth Golem, so you are not a summon build anymore. In that sense, if you are going through this 4 set thing, you forget yourself is a summon build. But is it worth it? It says huge damage, right? So I've tested. It's proportional to Earth Golem vitality with proportional to your own vitality. Even with one of the Pirates vitality, the Earth Golem deals damage is not that huge. So one thing I can tell you that this huge damage is actually true damage. So yeah, that's one thing. I guess it's huge for NPCs. Now it's not huge in Chaos for mythical monsters. And also, this true damage cannot crit, which is normal, but also cannot be buffed by Fairy Flames, because it's not considered of your damage. So it is really only proportional to your HP. And yeah, there's no way to amplify it. So it's not worth it. It's probably one of the worst ones. I mean, definitely better than the one which makes your Sky Blast fist without do no damage, but this one does damage, but it's not good. And yeah, it comes from Agar. Hey, the sun, your chaser will cross mountains and rivers to embrace you. Yeah, Agar, I think. Why don't you like summons, Agar? You should like summons, Agar. Maybe if you have more advanced Earth Golem with you, you won't need to die. It's because you detonate them, that's why you have to die. Okay, the final 2 Wood one. I would say they might both belong to here actually, because both of them are quite powerful. And especially Wood don't really need. There is one thing is that you need the Wood Mastery. You need it so much that you want Enlightenment Mastery. But other than that, I think you should take priority for this too. But well, this looks weirdly strange, but I think that's fine, I guess. Blithe Butterfly is the tradition set that works with flowers, so the 3 flower RMBs. And the 2 sets, every time when you summon the Fairy Queen, all the small flowers are enhanced randomly once. So enhanced here means that they will cast one of the skills. For example, it can basically do damage to area and then recover some HP for just like the first Flora Spirit or Flora something. Or it can shoot out 1 round of things, just like the second type of flower RMB, or it will entangle the enemy around it, just like third type of flower RMB. So that's what the enhanced means. And it is quite good, especially if you got this shooting out 3 rounds of the shoots that deals a lot of damage suddenly. And the 4th set effect, every 2 seconds, the Fairy Queen will cast a random enhancement to a random small flower. So it's quite good. Let's just say it that way. Like, Wood build is like lightning build. It's really good in its own way. It has a very complete set, and just even the transition set is part of it. It makes like with very flower fairy queen itself already buffs all the flowers, and you should focusing on this, right, set effect to make it even better. And would you pursue this compared to your sub skills? Well, for mastery, definitely not, because wood mastery is very important with 70% damage and 40% of damage reductions. So, but divine power secret manual for woods is not that useful. So, I would say you should probably try to prioritize this over something. But then you also have the issue with Sutra and Guide, which give you MP and HP recovery. If you already have things like Ghost and Soul, then yeah, you don't care about them. Yeah. So in that case, pursue this thing over your sub skills. It is better than that. But just don't do it on mastery, because mastery is really important. And finally, spilled perfume. So this is actually only useful for the poisonous plants. So out of the other two poison R&Bs, for example, poison toads or wooden quills, this is not useful. And the two set is basically it just enhances mushrooms. So two sets make the mushroom deal 2 additional attacks. This is actually quite good because mushrooms will separate themselves to generate a new one after they deal extra some attacks. So 2 additional attacks will probably, I don't actually remember, but it might make them can over once more, who knows. But yeah, it's quite powerful, and also dealing damage to the enemy, the mushroom will apply 1 feeble on them, basically 1 stack of debuff, and each stack debuff will increase the damage from poison storm by 5%, up to 125%. I guess here's the thing, I think this does not apply means the poison storm damage itself, but the fact that, so how mushroom build works, it will do damage to the enemy, but also every time you do that damage, it will detonate the poison storm and to the debuff and do a much higher damage, and this will make that extra damage even higher. Because I have tested with this set, the mushroom is much more powerful, so it has to be that, instead of the poison storm damage by itself, which is quite less. So in general, it's good. Now the 4th set, any damage dealt to a unit by poison storm will be recorded again. Again, this is the detonate of poison storm damage. And when the unit takes damage from Wood Ultimate skill, damage equal to the recorded amount will be dealt additionally. It just makes it even better. So, to be honest, in general, spilled perfume makes the mushroom build much better. Because if you look at my recent Let's Play Tale of Immortal, which I used all different type of wood R&B skills, it was in the middle game, around nothing, so I'm using mushrooms. But later on I switched to toads, because around that time, mushroom becomes less powerful than toads, mainly because mushrooms are so scattered around. But with this transition set, it makes mushroom more powerful at the end game, and it is quite good. Though, what I ever said about the poison storm damage, I'm not sure about it, so someone have to test it for me. In general, let's say if you decide to use mushrooms, then you might want to, focus on this. Though you have so many choices as wood, so I don't know if that's just thing. It makes the mushroom much better, and it belongs to Jagu, our first enemy. Even the spirited wild in grass and trees have their own emotions. How could I compare them to the nether demons? So, this is the thing. I always felt Jagu's story is not finished that much. I know there is the entire, Yu thing, right? The Yu quest. So after you finish all the 3 She quests, you encounter Yu quest and you come back to Jagu and the village with him. But, that is just something they implemented later, right? Now, initially, once you finish the Jagu quest, the old foolish man with the mountain quest, the people in the village tells you Jagu has go away. We don't know where did he go. Where did she go? It was actually very possible the original plan is that Jagu has come to Chiyo region, and she there will encounter nether demons and interact with them and help us. You know, remember at Chiyo region when we dealing with the Xingtian, we have helps from many of our previous friends, like Sunny and like Feng Yunchuo, everything coming from to defeat Xingtian. I suspect Jiagu used to be one of them that we will meet in the end game, and this is why she's talking about nether demons here. But right now, Jiagu never comes to Chiyo region. He just stays. Like, who knows when she come back to the village again, and when we do the request. And not mentioning, even if you killed Jiagu initially, the request, you will still see that she's still there. It just doesn't make sense. It's clearly seen that when they design a request, they have forgotten everything they have planned for Jiagu before. So, yeah, that's again just another missed opportunity. Okay, so this is basically everything we got in the end, and I don't know what to say about this because, to be honest, sometimes I feel, let's just explain this. Both Wood One and the Lightning need good sub skills in their mind skills, right? The reason why I put the Wood One in S, and Lightning in A is because you need 4 set to make it work, and usually you would take 2 from your 3 special mind skills and 2 from like the standard 5 ones. And the thing about Wood that you need the good sub skill is only Wood Mastery. You don't really care about Divine Power or Secret Manual in general. Well, for Lightning, you need 2. Both the Mastery, Lightning Mastery, and Lightning Secret Manual. You want good sub skills in it, and it's not that easy to get. And in general, Mastery is something that you want good sub skills in general. So if the good needed good sub skill is in your Mastery, then it considered as 0 because most likely you won't try to get your Mastery prior to any set because Mastery have the cooldown reduction ones. And for that reason, the Wood one and the Spear one also in the Mastery, and yeah, so in those, that's why they belong to here. So in that sense, like the others, I feel maybe 51 power is still important, but it's not that hard to get. You really need just 1 sub skill, not that hard to get it. And compared to this one, you need 2 of them. Like for Lightning, you want a good Lightning Mastery and good Lightning Secret Manual. So the only thing left for you is just Divine Power, right? And for Guide, you also want the Lightning because you in general you want the Lightning bolt and strike and to get the MP recovery one as well. So that's why it's down here. So that's not because I like Wood more than Lightning. In fact, as you can see, I have made 3 different type of tier list videos, and so starting from motion skill to ultimate skill to transition set, and in the A tier number 1 is always some Lightning guy, and that shows that Lightning is one of the most, let's say, powerful but balanced and very complete. Like itself, all the logic of this build is very clear, and this you know what to focus on, and as long as you focus on it, everything more pieces added into the build will make it even better, even better, even better. So that's the part I like about Lightning build, and I think the A tier number 1, the fact that Lightning takes A tier number 1 for every single tier list, is clear evidence why it's great. And on the other hand, for example, Earth come to S number 1 in this because it's without it can't work, right? Or Fire like comes here with C but takes S tier in both the Fire motion skill and ultimate skill because they are so powerful, and these two just become useless. Then they are just clear contrast compared to this type. And so do not take the whole idea about the tier list about absolute power, but yeah, just think about it as priority and between the transition set as well as sub skills in your manuals. So that's just my opinion. Probably if you have a pretty good computer, I guess this is good for you, right? But for me, this belongs to here. And just like I mentioned before, I haven't really tested Tireless Dancer to pair it with Dragon Sect. I don't think they will work that well, but hey, why not? And I might be a little bit too harsh to some of them, but definitely not to you. So that's basically everything about it. I think this will conclude the tier list video because we have done for motion skill, for ultimate, and for this. There's not really much point for do it for R&B because or LMB because they are completely different depending on different builds, and there are too many. So I think that would be it. Right. If you are wondering where does Wandering Cloud set or Line Breaker sets be, so Wandering Cloud set will come to A somewhere here. And because it is really good, it is really powerful, it is essential for Zero City skill, but it is coming in move, and move is your attack mind skill, and you do need good sub skills in move. So I think that is more important. And as for Line Breaker, they are okay. Like they are in general not that great, and they are just here. It's not like there's no point because 1k attack is good, but again, because it takes Compendium and Technique, which many of those skills will take, the tradition set will take. So, for example, if I get the thing I need in those S tier ones, I definitely won't choose Line Breaker. So that's how it is. Well, I think that would be everything about it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.